Kunja Vihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira
Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Javihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Radhe
Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Radhe
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Vallabhaman Subhadra
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Vallabhaman Subhadra
Jaya Srinath Jaya Balagopal Jaya Srinath Jaya Giridharan
Jaya Shri Nath Ji Jaya Balagopal Jaya Shri Nath Ji Jaya Giri Govardhan
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Tayo Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Tayo Hari Bol
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol
Finish the Hari Bhagwan.
Jai
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome everyone to Dev Sadan Mandir Shrimadbhagavatam class. We were reading from Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text 11. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
Naram Chaiva Narottavam
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
Devi Saraswati Vyasam
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्
Tato Jayamariye
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
Nastaprayeshu Bhadreshu
नित्यं भागवत सेव्या
Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya
भागवते पुनः श्लोके
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
Shri Bhagavati
Krishna. So again, we're reading from Shrimadbhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text 11.
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासीनान्
प्रसय प्रेम संगतान्
राष्ट्रया प्रेमसङ्गतान्
अभ्याचष्टानुरागाश्रय
अभ्यर्थस्थानुरागश्रये
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा
अन्धीभूतेन
Upashusam
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासीनान्
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासीनान्
Slower, Krishna Prabhu, please.
Okay.
Slower, please, back slower.
Yeah.
one by one.
पाण्डु
Pandu,
पुत्रानु
पुत्रान्
उपासिनान्
Upasina,
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासिनान्
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासीनान्
प्रश्रय
Prashraya,
प्रेम
Prema,
संगतान्
Sangatan,
प्रश्रय प्रेम संगतान्
राष्ट्रया प्रेमसङ्गतान्
अव्याचष्टा
अभ्यर्थस्थान्
नुरागाश्रैर्
Nuragashir,
अभ्याचष्टा नुरागाश्रैर्
Nuragashra,
श्रैर्
अभ्यर्थस्थान्
अन्धीभूतेन
अन्धीभूतेन
चक्षुषा
Prashraya,
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा.
There's 21 letters in it? Wow. Wow.
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासिनान्
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासीनान्
रसय प्रेम संगतान्
प्रश्रया प्रेमसङ्गतान्
अव्याचष्टानुरागाश्रैर्
अभ्याचास्तानुरागश्रेर्
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा.
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा.
Anyone like to try?
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासीनान्
पाण्डुपुत्रानुपासिनान्
प्रश्रया प्रेमसङ्गतान्
रसय प्रेम संगतान्
अभ्याचास्तूण अनुरागश्रेर्
अव्याचष्टानुरागाश्रैर्
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा.
अन्धीभूतेन चक्षुषा. Word for word. Pandu,
Pandu
the late father of Maharaja Yudhishthira and his brothers.
Pandu, the late father of Maharaja Yudhishthira and his brothers.
Putran,
Putra
the sons of
The sons of
Upasina,
Upasina
sitting silently nearby.
sitting silently nearby
Prashraya,
Prasraya
being overtaken.
being overtaken
Prema,
Prema
in feelings of love.
and feelings of love
Sangatan,
Sangata
having gathered.
having gathered
Avyachasta,
Avyata
congratulated.
congratulated
Anuraga,
Anuradha
feelingly.
feeling
Ashraya,
Asraya
by tears of ecstasy.
the tears of ecstasy
Andhibhutena, overwhelmed. Chachusha,
Chakshusha
with his eyes.
with his eyes.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The sons of Maharaja Pandu were sitting silently nearby, overtaken with affection for their dying grandfather. Seeing this, Vishmadeva congratulated them with feeling. There were tears of ecstasy in his eyes, for he was overwhelmed by love and affection. Repeat after me. The sons of Maharaja Pandu
The sons of Maharaja Pandu
were sitting silently nearby,
were sitting silently nearby,
overtaken with affection
overtaken with affection
for their dying grandfather.
for their dying grandfather.
Seeing this,
Seeing this,
Vishmadeva
Bhishmadeva
congratulated them
congratulated them
with feeling.
with feelings.
There were tears
There were tears
of ecstasy
of ecstasy
in his eyes,
in his eyes,
for he was
for he was
overwhelmed by love and affection.
overwhelmed by love and affection.
When Maharaja Pandu died, his sons were all small children, and naturally they were brought up under the affection of elderly members of the royal family, specifically by Vishmadeva. Later on, when the Pandavas were grown up, they were cheated by cunning Duryodhana and company. And Vishmadeva, although he knew that the Pandavas were innocent and were unnecessarily put into trouble, could not take the side of
Jai Shri Ram Jai
Bihari Jai
Jai
Jai Jagannath.
Jai Shri Ram
Knew that Pandavas were innocent and were unnecessarily put into trouble, could not take the side of Pandavas for political reasons. At the last stage of his life, when Bhismadeva saw his most exalted grandsons, headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, sitting very gently at his side, the great warrior grandfather could not check his loving tears, which were automatically flowing from his eyes. He remembered the great tribulations suffered by his most pious grandsons. Certainly he was the most satisfied man because of Yudhishthira's being enthroned in the place of Duryodhana, and thus he began to congratulate him. Om
Jnanatimirandasya Jnanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam
Yena Tasmai
Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtanam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanachayitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvidamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancharupatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhyevacha Tidina Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale
Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishya Sunyavadi
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Karoti Vasan Hare Krishna. I'd like to pay my obeisance to Lord Shri Krishna. His mercy is created, preserved, and annihilated. My special gratitude to all the Vaishnava devotees by His mercy we are able to go back home, back to Godhead. special gratitude to our Srila Vyasadeva, by whose mercy we getting to release this Grantharaj Shrimadbhagavatam. And how can we forget dear Srila Prabhupada, special gratitude toward him for translating this Grantharaj Shrimadbhagavatam, keeping the meaning intact for us to enjoy and benefit from it. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I'd like to read the translation again. The sons of Maharaja Pandu were sitting silently nearby, overtaken with affection for their dying grandfather. Seeing this, Bhishmadeva congratulated them with feeling. There were tears of ecstasy in his eyes, for he was overwhelmed by love and affection. So, have we heard about Maharaja Pandu? Maharaja Pandu?
Maharaj. Yeah.
So, he is the father of 5 Pandava brothers.
Right.
So, he had a curse that he cannot have any woman.
Okay. He cannot what?
Have any woman. He cannot take any woman.
Okay.
So, that curse he had.
Okay.
And then from the Dhritarashtra's side also, they were not having children. This was the situation. This was having for many generations. And Bhishmadeva, he went through all these kind of things. No generation, no offspring. And Maharaja Pandu, he was having this curse and he was feeling really bad. Now he can't have children. What to do? And one day he said to his wife, like this, without having children and living, I would better die and all this. Then Mother Kunti, she revealed her secret. And she told him that, I was given a boon that I can call the demigod of my choice whenever I want. And then we can have then I can have children, and then it will be our children. So she said, and she was happy. And that's how the first son, Yudhishthira, was born from Dharmaraj. And then the second son was born from Indra. And then the third son was born from Vayu. Right? The second son was born from Vayudeva, which is Bhima. And the third son is Arjuna.
Indra.
From the Indra. So this is how the 3 sons were born. Now, the thing is, when one wife has a children, other wife doesn't have, it's a little bit trouble, right? He had 2 wives.
Kunti and Madri.
Kunti and Madri, right? 2 wives. Now, Kunti has a children, Madri no children. It will be not so good. So, then Pandu and Madri, they agreed to ask Kunti for it, right? And then Kunti also agreed for it. And then she asked Madri to think of a demigod to come and give children for her. Now, she never did it before, so she didn't know what to do. So, she called to Ashwini Kumar. And then from there, the 2 brothers, Nakula and Sahadeva, was born. So this is how the 5 Pandavas were born. And they were born from demigods, so they had the qualities of them in them. That is why they were so powerful, they were devoted to the Lord very nicely. So, also, at that time, one day what happened, when Madri was taking a bath in the river, then she was coming back. Now, Pandu kind of felt a little attracted towards her. But you remember, he had a curse, he can't have a woman. because of that curse, now he couldn't control himself. He knew he was about to die. And then somehow, that time, he came to his own death by his act. And then, now, now Mother Kunti, she is kind of blaming her Madri for the death of husband. But it was kind of Anu's fault or something like that, right? And somehow or other. And then Madri, she felt like, okay, I will go Sati. So there is a tradition of going in the fire sacrifice of the husband. It's not that great tradition, not recommended by the Vedic, not too much recommended, but it's there. It's not recommended, but it's there. It's beneficial for the person. So she kind of went along with the fire sacrifice, and she also gave up her. And Mother Kunti remained to protect for her children. So this is the story of King Pandu. So he was a nice ruler, he was a just ruler. Even though Dhritarashtra was a king, so everybody saw him as a king because he was blind. Dhritarashtra was blind, right? And now Pandu was doing all the kind of things. He fought battles, he did the wars, and he did all the administration and everything. And it just happened that he made Dhritarashtra to give his orders to all. He was ruling all this, and they two brothers were like one, always like one. So, yes.
Yudhishthira is on which side, the good side or the bad side? Yudhishthira.
So Pandava side.
Okay.
He is the first son.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who's his father? Who's his demigod father?
Dharmaraj. Yamaraj. Dharmaraj.
Yamaraj.
He's called as Dharmaraj. That is why. He's the protector of the Dharma.
Oh, okay.
Protect your what?
Protector of Dharma.
Protect your Dharma. Okay.
We see death as not nice, but death is actually Dharma. Everybody whose body has to die. It's a Dharma.
Yeah.
So this is the story.
The Yamadis. Okay.
And now here the Pandavas are born. Now in that side, now Vyasadeva actually blessed Mother Gandhari to have 100 children. But she was not having children. She was pregnant for a long time. And then after a while she delivered, but it was no baby. It was just flesh. And then she called Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva divided those flesh into 100 different pieces. And he put it in a jar, and from there the children came out. All the Kauravas were there, 100 Kauravas were there. So this is how the Kauravas were born. This is how, then Duryodhana, the eldest son of Kaurava. So now he had some hatred towards the Yudhishthira and the other Pandava brothers.
Excuse me. This is in Mahabharata, isn't it?
Yeah, Mahabharata.
Oh, okay. This is Mahabharata.
Yeah, this is. I'm talking about before the Bhagavad Gita. Like
Okay.
all the characters of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
So they were born like that, and now they generated some kind of hatred between them. Especially the Duryodhana, the eldest son, he generated hatred, and following him, the other brothers also kind of backed up. But the five Pandavas brothers were super strong, intelligent in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they couldn't win in the fight. Now they tried killing them in many different ways. They're not even dying. So it was like that. And Bhishmadeva, he is always constantly looking all this drama. He's constantly looking. Now, he couldn't do much. He is such a man that he has devoted his life for the nation. What is the welfare of the nation? That is what he is concerned about, always.
Being
That
good
is his,
grandfather.
yes, that is his main concern. He is like the best among the patriots, you say, right? So he's like that. So he's always concerned about what is the good for the nation, and he's trying to advise in such a way whoever is ruling, right? He's trying to advise, and he's trying to be the support for the king, always there. So he's like that. He has such a love and devotion towards the kingdom, and he's serving. So far, so like he kidnapped the 3 princes, right? And then when he kidnapped the 3 princes, then one of the princes, like, he also liked, but he did not marry just because of the vow he made. And later, that same girl reincarnated, and he had to fight with her. So it's a kind of situation he has been put. Lot of kind of situations like this he has been put throughout his life. Throughout his life, he has been suffering with all these kind of things. I think I told about the Ashtavasus, his past life story, right, Vishmadeva. So in this life which we are talking about, he suffered lot of things. Like, he loved his kingdom so much, but whenever the time is there, when he wants to coronate a nice and good, just king for his kingdom, and something wrong happens. Always something wrong happens. We can see devotee's life. It's not all about success every time.
Right.
His life, if we see, like, even let's say Prahlad Maharaj's life, right? He was thrown off the cliff, right? He was put in the with all the snakes. He was tried to be born alive, right? Yeah, trampled by the elephants. All these things. So devotee's life, it's not going easy. It's not about making the life easy, but it's about, in every moment, good or bad, our attachment to Krishna, our love for Krishna, is it there or not? So this is what Vishmadeva is all about. His devotion was always there. His devotion towards the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Though it's not shown. See, he is born as a Kshatriya, warrior. So he is following Kshatriya Dharma. Right? So he is following so nicely. He always followed his vow. He never broke his vow. In this way, he is following his Dharma. And inside, he is worshipping Krishna. So, following your own Dharma, the given Dharma of the time and situation, this is also a devotion towards Sri Krishna. Whatever tasks we are assigned, right? Whatever we might be doing right now, we can do it nicely for Krishna. That is love and devotion towards Krishna, isn't it?
Right.
Right? Whatever we are doing, whatever we might be doing, some drama we are doing as a human being, we are born. Right? We do it with love towards Krishna, gracefully. Then that is devotional service. That is what Vishmadeva was doing. How we know that at the time of his death, how many great souls have arrived. Okay? This is how we know how great he was. How everybody at that time, who were the great sages, were pleased of him. He was put unto a lot of sufferings, like I told you. And always he preferred Pandu brothers. Why he preferred Pandu brothers? Because they were just and ruling, and they were good souls, they were devoted to Krishna. He could see that. A devotee could see a devotee easily, and he could recognize it. Right? And he was able to see the devotion within their hearts, and he was able to see the hatred. And yes.
I have a question. Because the Kauravas were on the negative side,
so
did they still know that Krishna? They didn't know Krishna was Krishna. They didn't know he was Supreme Personality Godhead. Did they?
Yeah, if they did.
They did.
No, if they did, they would have been doing devotional service to him, right?
They would have been. But the war was devotional service.
What was devotional service?
Right.
But see, same thing, same act. How we can do? that makes it, is it a devotional service or is it not devotional? Let me put you into the place, right? So, let's say in the temple, right? Let's say there are like, let's say 3 people came to work in here, right? If we ask 3 people, if I ask, let's say 1 person, what are you doing? Well, I'm just sweeping the floor. That is a nice answer. Next person, you don't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do something. The next person, I'm trying to make the Supreme Personality of the Godhead's house clean.
Okay, 3 perspectives.
I'm saying, I'm just trying to give you kind of different kind of moods.
Right.
So, which mood is devotional service? Now you guess it, right? The third mood, right? Wait, I'm just sweeping the floor. It's the consciousness sweeping the floor. That is also nice, but the consciousness is I am cleaning the Supreme Personality of the Godhead's house, right? So this is the consciousness which makes it a devotional service.
Okay.
So you understand?
Oh yeah.
Even though they were all fighting the same war, with what consciousness they were all fighting?
Right.
It depends. And it makes, is it a devotional service? So this
perspective. Okay.
Yes. And let's say, if we are thinking of it like that, I'm doing it, the Krishna, I'm cleaning the Krishna's bowl, right? Now we'll make it nice, clean, better, right? Right? The best we could do will automatically come from us.
Right.
So this is when the devotional service happens.
It automatically comes from us.
Yes.
Meditating on the Lord while doing so.
Yes, meditating on the Lord. So
Right,
this is what. So the difference between Kauravas and Pandavas were like mostly the Kauravas were going through their own kind of emotion, own kind of ego, own kind of hatred.
Oh, true.
But Pandavas, if you see, like even see Arjuna, he was hesitating to kill them also. Why? He doesn't want to kill just for a kingdom, but he is only doing it on the order of Sri Krishna. This is why it makes a devotional service. You getting? Right? So whatever we are doing also, if it is following through the Shastras, right? If the Shastras support us, because Shastras are Krishna's words, right? If the Shastra supports, we are doing the work, Shastra's related work, right? Not out of the Shastra, whatever the Shastras have avoided, not to kill cows, those kind of things, right? If we are killing the cows and thinking devotional, it won't be. It won't be devotional because it is of the Shastra. Right? So we are going throughout the Shastra and having the consciousness that we are doing it for Krishna. Now it makes a devotional service. So this is what the Pandavas were also, they were also doing. And the Kauravas on the other side, some of them were acting just because their elder brother is, they have to follow their elder brother. So this is the custom back then when there are like brothers, we'll always stick together. Like even the Dhritarashtra and Pandu, they were brothers, right? They were always sticking together. They were like a kind of one. They did not have actually hatred between them. They never had hatred. But on the next generation, on their sons, the hatred came out. It came out because who wants the position, who wants the leadership and all those kind of things, right? And this is why this hatred kind of things, it came out. Otherwise, in the previous generation, nothing was there. They were ruling nicely. Everything was good. Everything was nice. Between them, they had a very sweet relation. Even their third brother, Vidura, Pandu, Dhritarashtra, and there is a Vidura who was born from the maid servant. So that Vidura, he used to remind Dhritarashtra time and again that how much Dhritarashtra and Pandu, they love each other. They used to love each other so much. But in the second generation, it's not there. Duryodhana is like complete hatred towards Pandavas. This is one. It's also because of the influence of Sakuni and all these things, right? A lot of things were put into the place. to happen all these things. And this is the difference between devotional service and normal work. We are material senses. We are doing it because of our own personal emotions towards somebody else, or we are doing it, oh, this is a good thing to do for Krishna. This is how Krishna wants things to happen, right? So this is the difference.
For Krishna's devotees.
Yes.
Not for Krishna, for Krishna devotees.
So this is what is happening here now. When the sons of Maharaja Pandu were sitting silently nearby, so now Bhismadeva is lying in the arrows, right? Now he is seeing the sons of Pandu, they are there, and now he is filled with that love and emotion towards them because they came victorious. That is what he wanted to see. Finally, he is almost about to die, and now he is finally able to see a just king for his kingdom. Because he is a man who is devoted to his kingdom. His all life he devoted to his kingdom. And now he can finally see that his kingdom will flourish. His kingdom will do good because the good ruler has been now king. Now King Yudhishthira. And everybody had trust in King Yudhishthira. So he did. And now Bhismadeva, he would give some advice to King Yudhishthira how to rule and all these things. And then he will carry on to follow Bhismadeva's order and his guidance, and he will rule the kingdom very nicely, and it will be prosperous and nice kingdom. That's what will happen
Next.
Yeah, next. So this is why, seeing them, he felt really love.
Ecstatic.
The ecstatic love, it just came there. And also these children, Pandu children, and also Kaurava children, they all were raised by Vishmadeva with his love. And he never wanted them to fight. It was unfortunate for him. And also, he had to fight from the wrong side. See the irony. He had to fight from the wrong side because his vow and his devotion was to fight alongside whoever is the king. Right? Whoever is in the power.
Right.
And that made him to fight from the wrong side also. Now he didn't want it that. So this is a kind of devotee we're talking about. More we talk about, more it's never ending.
We need an encyclopedic arrangement of this book. You know that? We do, alphabetically tied. You know what I'm saying?
So that is all I can describe for this verse.
Thank you.
Is there any questions, any comments?
So I have a funny story that relates to what you're talking about.
Yes.
I first got the Gita when I was like 15 years old and was reading it. And the main thing that I got out of it at that point was just do everything you do for God and you'll be okay. So have you guys heard of Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
The role-playing game? All right. It came out in 1980 when I was in the 10th grade. So I was primed to play it.
Okay.
So we were playing at a girl's house way out in the country down this gravel road. And after we got finished playing, everyone left and it was pouring down rain on this gravel road. I get about halfway down it and I have a flat. And I sat there in my car for a minute and I thought, this could be miserable or this could be fun.
Dig.
And I sat there and I thought, you know what? I'm going to change this tire for God. And I got out there in the rain and changed that tire in a flood and was laughing about it. It wasn't even a burden. It was like it was a joy to change the tire because I had that attitude that I'm not doing this for myself. I'm changing this tire for God.
Right. You have an epiphany.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing.
And I want to have that feeling back again, and I keep working toward trying to regain that feeling. Because I was working in a lumber and supply company at the time too, and I was moving and stacking 100-pound bags of concrete in people's cars when I was 15. And I was doing that and stacking shingles, and everything I was doing at that time I was doing for God. And I think that was probably, until my kids were born, the happiest time I'd ever had in my life. It was pure ecstasy looking back at it. And I want that back so badly.
Whatever we may be facing, any problems or anything, if we do it for Krishna, right? Now we are very, very fortunate. It's a Kartik Mas, Damodar Mas, and we are here fortunately talking about Krishna, describing, we are able to discussing Shrimadbhagavatam among us, right? Releasing its nectar. We are very, very fortunate. Now we have to think like every problem that comes in our way, we are solving it for Krishna, right? Because it's a way like Krishna is telling, okay, Krishna is giving us that situation, to see
how we're going to react.
How we gonna react, right?
Yeah.
How we can change our consciousness in such a way that, see, I'm doing it for Krishna. Because without doing this, I'm not able to do more devotional service to Him, right?
Right.
So in this mood and in this manner, we can just deal with everything what we are dealing with in our life and move ahead joyfully with any kind of problems. Because any kind of problems, let's say, what is there? It's all situation. It's all time and situation, right? And what we can do best, we do best. We do best for Krishna. Best possible way of our love and devotion towards Him. Right?
I also have another thing kind of along that line. When you get stopped by a traffic light or you're backed up in traffic and you think you're not going to get to where you need to be, to me, I think about that as God's cosmic timing, and He's slowing me down to keep me out of another situation.
Okay.
He's
Retrograde.
keeping me here because there's something bad up there.
Yes.
So Krishna even controls the traffic.
Every
So,
day.
any more questions, discussion?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Krishna.
Grantaraj Shrimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti